Hey friends, Tyra Lane-Kingsland here with Inspired Life, where hearts are inspired to live fully, mind, body, and spirit. And that's my desire for you to live fully. And that's the life God wants for you. He said that in John 10:10, that you are to have a life and to have it to the full. That's why he came, that you may have a life and have it more abundantly. And how do we live that inspired life? We live that inspired life when we nurture the mind. And we nurture the mind by embracing the now moment. We have the inspired life when we honor our bodies. When we honor our bodies through proper nourishment, rest, and exercise. And when we finally nurture our spirits by delightfully obeying God. So when we handle that trifecta, we are living fully as promised in John 10:10. But listen, I wanted to jump on for a minute and share with you guys what's in my heart. Now, I'm not sure how you're catching this broadcast, but the way that you can ensure you're not missing any broadcast from me is by following me on Facebook at Inspired Life, okay? And you can find me on all social media outlets at Inspired Fully, but ensure that you are following that Inspired Life page and that you all say yes to receiving the notifications so you do not miss out on an opportunity to ensure that you are living fully mind, body, and spirit. But I just wanted to come in for a moment to share what was on my heart today. Listen, I had an opportunity to do something today that I almost never get to do. I actually went in my car and drove somewhere without my 6 children. Woohoo! Mommy moment, right? Permission for Tyra to have fun. But do you know what? The mind game almost kept me from doing that. If I could be real with y'all for a moment. I have prayed and asked God, give me some opportunities to do some things to nurture me. Give me permission for self-care. Lord, please, just let me just get a few minutes. Lord, I love my children, and in my best Oprah voice, Lord knows I do. But I believe that we are entitled to self-care. And not only are we entitled to self-care, it is critical in order for us to live fully, for us to break away. I mean, there were even times when Jesus broke away from the crowds to have that time of restoration, of refreshing, and of restoring. And so I had an opportunity to do that today. One of my sweet, sweet friends had a birthday party. And so I was able to prepare to go to the party. But before I even went to the party, I almost talked myself out of going. I had to run a few errands before the party, so I was thinking to myself, I'm going to be late, so I won't go. Tyra's timely, she's efficient, she doesn't show up to places late, so since I'm going to be late, maybe I won't go. Okay, after I had talked myself out of that reason for not going, my hair's not combed. So, I don't want to go anywhere with my hair not combed, so I'm not going to go. After I talked myself out of that one, then it was the birthday present that I ordered didn't come yet. I can't show up to the party without the gift. So 3 times now talking myself out of going. Now, mind you, I was the one who prayed, right? I was the one who prayed, Lord, give me a minute, just for self-care. And so self-care for me for this month, what I had on my schedule for February, was to do something fun with girlfriends. It's a thing I rarely get to do. Most often when I'm with girlfriends, it's usually in some sort of working capacity. I mean, I'm teaching a class, I am showing somebody something. It's not just to chill and hang out. And even when I get those times, you know what I do? I turn into Martha and I start working. God is working with me. Can any of y'all relate to this? Where you ask for a thing, you've prayed for a thing, and then when you get an opportunity to do it, because of how you condition yourself and the paradigm you're seeing it from, you don't even give yourself permission to do the thing that you asked for. Or you don't give yourself permission to even unpackage the gift. Or before you even get a chance to embrace the gift, you reject it because you don't like the wrapping paper. See, we can sabotage ourselves, right? And so 3 times I almost sabotaged myself today. Now, I have written in my beautiful Bloom planner for my self-care for this month, enjoy time with girlfriends. And here I let 3 stupid lies of the enemy try to talk me out of that. So after I got over those silly 3 things, as I'm driving in the car, I'm thinking to myself, how do I even engage with girlfriends anymore? You know, I spend so much time either in my teaching capacity or in my mom capacity. Like when I chill with girlfriends, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? Am I sit at the table and be chatty? Will I know anybody? Will I sit with the people I know? Will I not sit with the people I know? Will I be quiet? Will I be talkative? Will I be worried about my kids and what's going on with them? All this dialogue running through my head. When the intent was for me to just go and have a good time with girlfriends, right? Can y'all relate to some of this? That's what I want to know. I cannot see your comments right now because of the way I got this camera set up, but I'm going to come back in the chat. And I want you all to tell me if any of this resonates with you all. You ever have this kind of dialogue in your head where, you know, you're just going to pursue the thing that you asked for, and when you go to do that, the enemy comes with all his trickery and with all his lies to try to talk you out of it. Needless to say, I made it to this beautiful celebration for my friend. What was a birthday party actually turned into a ministry moment. Listen, that church, that restaurant became a church, and it was some prophetic words spoken in that place. I mean, there was an impartation in that room. People left blessed. It was a blessed time. It was a time of sisterhood, a time of fellowship, a time of fun. Wasn't nobody worried about how my hair was combed. Wasn't nobody worried about whether or not I was a little bit late. Wasn't nobody worried about if I came without a gift. You know, didn't have any problem making dialogue with new people. But all of that was in my head and almost caused me to not pursue the one self-care item that I had for me. So friends, what I want you to do is, one, when you've prayed for a thing, when it manifests, be open and receptive to how God packages it and delivers it. Do not undo your own prayers with your own stinking thinking. Please, like I did today. And so I'm cautioning you. I'm bearing my heart here because I don't want you to have to go through this same drama and turmoil. Two, when the enemy comes with a lie, I want you to take that thought captive, cast it down, bring it into the obedience of Christ, and replace it with the truth of what God says, okay? And God is a relational God. He wants us to be in relationship with other people. That's a trick of the enemy, to keep us isolated and living in silos, and for us to not have time, you know, just fostering relationships, and for us to just have fun. Now, you ever asked God to deliver you from a thing, and it like takes a while for you to get over it? I've been working through this one for a few years now, okay? And what I call it is this self-imposed martyrdom. So this self-imposed martyrdom is like me denying myself of things that are pleasurable because I sacrifice for my family. Because that's what I do. Because that's what any good mother does, right? She sacrifices for her family. Moms who can relate to this, y'all give me a hands up in the comments, or you give me a hashtag me too. You sacrifice for your family, right? We can do that to a point then where we deny ourselves things that God didn't say we couldn't have. So for example, I was chatting with a young lady at the table today, and she shared with me, as I was sharing with her some of my fight today, you know, to get over myself, she shared with me that her son is off in college, and she really wanted to take this art class to do something for her. The art class was available. She had the time to get there. She had the money to take the class. But you know what? Her thoughts went to sacrifice. Do for my son. Now, mind you, son is taken care of, right? But the idea that she would do something for herself she was a little slow on the take. So I want her to take that art class. So friend, if you happen to watch this recording, register for that art class on Monday. I'm going to follow up with you and see if you've registered for the art class. So sometime we can put these self-imposed restrictions, what I call this self-imposed martyrdom. And you know what? It ain't holy. It's not godly. And actually, yeah, it's just a little messy because it's not godly. There's a place for sacrifice And then there's, this, you could really take it too far because God didn't tell you that. If you went in a store and you saw a tube of lipstick, and you're thinking, but my kids need, that's $6 for that tube of lipstick? Really? Like, you might have that $6. Get it for yourself, okay? So this is our permission. This is Tyra saying you have permission for fun. You have permission to do some things which are pleasurable. When the enemy comes with a lie, I want you to examine it. I want you to capture that thought. And as you hold it, you ask yourself if this is a lie or if it's the truth. If it's the truth, give thanks to God. If it's a lie, cast it in a pit of hell and make it obey Christ. Okay, friends? So just jumping in today to tell you to have permission for fun. Just jumping in today to tell you you matter. So practice self-care. Whatever commitments you've made to yourself. If you've made a commitment to yourself to exercise, if you've made a commitment to yourself to eat a certain way, if you've made a commitment to yourself to have quiet time with God, whatever commitment you've made to yourself, if it requires you to draw away from the crowd in order to do it, I want you to honor that commitment to you. And last but not least, I want you to remember those ways that you live an inspired life. You live an inspired life by nurturing the mind, the body, and the spirit. And the three are inextricable. To neglect one is to neglect them all. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys soon. Not sure which platform you're catching this on, but make sure that you are following me on the Inspired Live Facebook page so that you are not missing any broadcasts, okay? And as always, it is my prayer that you've been inspired to live fully. Love you guys. Go do something for self-care. Peace and blessings.